things getting owned of his. And the great thing about this is you have so much more mobility on them than they do on you, that you end up being able to chase down absolutely everything and run away from absolutely everything. Until they get things like rifles or griffs. Griffins, not griffs, whatever. You understood it. And yeah. So you basically want to start going bears, and the reason you do this is because you can automatically assume tanks or knights are going to be the priority units that the human's going to get. He has like 7 peasants on his expo mine. I find that amusing. But generally, if they're going griffins, you'll be able to scout it before they even get one. So that's basically how this strategy works, is you stay in their face. And then whenever they change something, you just adapt. And say they start getting griffins, you start getting dryads, and you'll be able to outmass them just because you started building your dryads faster than they started building their griffins, because, you know, you're there and you see, oh, a griffin aviary is growing up. I might as well get some anti-air. Some anti-air. The orb shouldn't be on my panda. It should be on my warden just because the warden has a faster damage output, and I'll be able to do more with it. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm headed to his base. You'll notice I'm already pre-building the expo. That's pretty important. This part of the game is also important. He hasn't really built many towers at his main. And the reason this is actually because I've spent most of my time outside of his base and closer to his expo. So obviously he's towered his expo a little better. Let's see. So yeah, I'm basically taking down his exterior buildings, and this is basically the crucial point in the game, because this is where I start winning and he starts losing fairly badly. You'll notice my panda isn't level 3. You don't need to be level 3 to hit. And basically, I have rejuve on my bears. I also have master form. So I'm not going to lose anything, especially to rifles and a couple heroes. And basically, from this point on in the game, you can pretty much be guaranteed to never lose. Yeah, once again, the Warden's great just because you can actually pick off heroes and units. Pro staff, JK, it probably would have lived if I ran it away, but safety first. Oh yeah, that Mountain King's gonna die. Or is it? No, it's gonna live. So, basically, once again, I caught him outside of his base, and I beat him again. And basically, you will see this numerous times, and there's basically nothing he can do, because he doesn't really have anything that he can build yet to beat me. And there's nothing that he can build to adapt to beat me, because already he has a couple workshops up. I mean, I noticed he didn't go griffins, because I would have been building some dryads. And I probably would have been a little more aggressive inside his base when going after peasants and stuff. And sure, he's setting up a couple more towers, but is that really going to do anything? No, because I'm just going to take out his workshops. And once again, there's nothing he can do about it. I'm in his base, and there's nothing he can do about it. I mean, sure, this strategy might not work against someone like Shriek, just because he's that much better than basically everyone. But, yeah, the basics of this strategy stays the same for people, even people a little above your level. This works. Actually, this has worked against some pretty good players, for me. And I haven't played in a couple months, so obviously my account/record sucks, and so does my playing. I play a little sloppy this game, but whatever. So yeah, I take out his workshops. That was pretty quick. And I staff a bear out at 15 HP. That's pretty pro. Oh, you'll notice I do have dual staffs. You kind of need to do that nowadays. I'm gonna lose my panda, which sucks. Kinda got a lucky level up, but he's still gonna die. Oh well, I got the Mountain King kill first. And his Mountain King not leveling up is a good thing, just because it's the only way he can actually stop me. Panda goes down. Bummer. Anyways, I'm still producing bears. I have my expo walked to the gold mine. I just have to get there to creep it out. But yeah. You'll notice he's building workshops at his expo now. It's really not going to change much. His tower position isn't fantastic, but it's hard to get fantastic tower position on this map. On Nullwood, it's a different story, just because the expos are a little more walled off, I suppose, is the way to put it. So then you actually have to go after beating up the expo itself as opposed to towers and exterior buildings. And it still really isn't a problem. I mean, basically, all you really need to do is maybe upgrade your bear's armor 1 or 2, and then keep a couple bears in, druid form as opposed to the bear form, and then just kind of rejuve everything when it gets weak, staff things out, and it's basically a very simple strategy to execute. All you really have to do is, what I'm doing right now, is set up a couple Ancient of Wars in your base, staff your panda, maybe a couple units back, and just make sure you don't lose buildings too fast, and then you should win. I mean, right now he only has 1 tank. I mean, he has a few more being built, but at this point of the game, there's really not much he can do. I mean, yeah, sure, he's creeping. That's basically the best that he can do right now. And I'm just kind of running around for no reason. And I figure, oh no, 1 tank, that's really not going to do anything. So I'll just kind of, what should I do? Oh, I'll go after his main. Yeah, so I go after his main. I have a bear at my base for base defense. I also have my panda. And I go after his main. And there's really not much he can do. I mean, he could repair it a little better. But, yeah, if I move my Huntress back a little bit, I could get all of my bears attacking. Oh well. Multitasking probably isn't his strongest suit, especially because he hasn't started repairing anything. Let's see, he's actually losing the battle to a panda and a bear. And a couple of ancients. But yeah, the reason you go Huntress is just so you can actually pick off peasants while things are being built, while focusing their building. And I'm going to have to TP, which sort of sucks. But, yeah, it would have taken me a little longer if he had actually decided to repair. All I would have done is actually used Fan of Knives, and my Huntress probably would have taken out the rest of them. Because I do have level 4 on my Warden, which is fantastic. Because all I really need to do is use 1 Phantom Knives, because I have Phantom Knives level 2. Oh, that Ancient Lore almost died. That would have sucked. So, I get this round on this tank. I was pro. Like 50 points around. And, yeah, it dies. So, my panda's now level 3, which means peasants die basically instantly. And especially with the Phantom Knives, every peasant's gonna die. And you'll notice now he doesn't have a castle, which means he can't build any more tanks. Sure, there are tanks being built at his workshops, but they were being built before. And I have an expo. He sort of has an expo, except he doesn't have anything at his main. But, yeah, this is how the strategy rolls. So now I go after his other workshops. And this is basically how most of my Mass Towers games end up. I basically chase around a bunch of his crap while he tries to kill a bunch of my buildings. I'm going to lose that bear, I believe. Oh no, I got it staffed out. That's beautiful. So I almost don't get that workshop kill. That would have sucked. And I go back to my base. Obviously I know he's not going to be getting any more tanks. The reason I go back to my base is actually mostly because his heroes are there. And the fact that his tanks are running there is kind of a bonus. And, let's see. I believe his heroes are going to run away eventually. Just because they can't actually do anything to me. And all he's really trying to do is waste time. And by wasting time, he actually gives me a little more experience. And I believe he goes after my main. And yeah, he TP's out. Never mind. I thought he was actually going to go after my main and try and tank that down, but he would have lost his heroes probably. Yeah, he would have lost his Archmage. Oh well. So, I don't really have much more to say about the strategy other than if you just stay aggressive, you'll basically win. The only